So Trump had a huge visit in the Middle East this week, and he went to 3 places: Saudi Arabia,
Hi.
Qatar,
Hello.
and UAE.
Hey guys.
And Trump went there to strike some huge deals and also strengthen the relationship between the US and those countries. And let me tell you, each one of those countries had made some crazy deals. Crazy deals that were never done before, but at the same time, there were some stuff that were controversial and there were some surprises there. And today, with the countries that I mentioned before, plus, of course, the US,
What's up, guys?
we'll explain to you what he did there, the deals that he made, and if those deals are actually good or not, and what wild twists happened on his trip. So, let's go. The first destination that Trump went to was Saudi Arabia, and from the start, Trump was happy. Saudi Arabia rolled out a lavender carpet for him, but before he even arrived, there were fighter jet escorts in the air, and on the ground, there were horses.
Because we know how to welcome a guest.
And right from the start, Saudi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman welcomed Trump. And Trump had a goal from his trip. He wanted Saudi to invest more in the US. But thing is, the relations between Saudi Arabia and the USA were a little strained since the journalist Jamal Khashoggi was killed. But Trump focused on making deals and forgot about any past things and started calling Mohammed bin Salman an incredible man.
But we have none stronger and nobody like the gentleman that's right before me. He's your greatest representative, greatest representative. And if I didn't like him, I'd get out of here so fast. You know that, don't you? He knows me well. I do. I like him a lot. I like him too much. That's why we give so much, you know? Too much. I like you too much.
And right away, there was a huge announcement that was said by Trump.
So Trump announced that he's gonna lift all sanctions on Syria.
I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness.
And Trump said that he did that on a request from Mohammed bin Salman.
Oh, what I do for the Crown Prince.
These sanctions were like a strict punishment that the US had on Syria for years. So when Syrians heard the news, they were overjoyed. But there was another surprise guest, and it was Syria's new president, Ahmed al-Sharaa. He was there and he met Trump. That was actually the first time in 25 years that the leaders of both Syria and the US sit together. But thing is, the US used to consider Ahmed al-Sharaa as an enemy. There was even a reward for his capture. So this meeting showed a huge change. Trump was willing to talk and make new friends if it could help end the war and rebuild Syria.
All of that? And you didn't even talk about the deal I did yet.
Okay, my bad, let's get to that. So Mohammed bin Salman and Trump announced that Saudi Arabia is gonna invest $600 billion in the US. Saudi Arabia also signed a $142 billion arms agreement, which means Saudi would buy a lot of weapons. And for the US, that was the biggest defense deal ever made. But let's ask Saudi to explain the deal a little bit more.
Yeah, so basically we will buy airplanes, missiles, and more weapons to just strengthen our defense.
Trump's team even said that the total investment between the two countries could grow to $1 trillion over time. But when reporters looked at the details and confirmed deals, they didn't add up. They only added up to $282 billion. A lot less than half of the flashy $600 billion that was said, but it's still a huge number. But still, some people were still skeptical, recalling how a 2017 Saudi deal had made huge headlines, but it delivered much less. So yeah, some people were skeptical, but still, these agreements that were made between Saudi Arabia and USA were still huge, and it showed strong economic ties between the two countries. And another thing that happened in this event, Trump mentioned another country. Iran. But he didn't mention it as a good thing because Trump gave a warning to Iran and he told them that he had a deal for them. And he told Iran, either accept the deal or suffer some heavy consequences. But that wasn't it for Iran because Trump mentions Iran again during his trip. But basically, that was it for Saudi. A huge deal was made and Trump left Saudi happy, but we'll see if that would be the case with the two other countries.
Yay, now it's my turn.
So now Trump arrived in Qatar, and like Saudi, they gave him a fancy welcome. They had fighter jets flying with him, and when he landed, Qatar rolled out the red carpet for him. And when he landed, he met Qatar's ruler, Emir Tamim. And then the ceremonial guard with white horses and even camels escorted Trump. It was a huge thing. Like for Qatar, this was historical because Trump was the first American president to visit Qatar in history. To be honest, this was a little surprising to me, like how not a single US president visited Qatar before. Like they hosted maybe one of the best World Cups ever and no one visited them. But anyways, Trump was still on a mission to make deals. But before I tell you about the deals that they made, there was something a little bit controversial happening between Qatar and Trump. And many people talked about it. And it was about a little gift that Qatar decided to give to Trump. Okay, they actually said we're gifting this to the US military. But anyways, you know how I said it was a little gift? Well, it wasn't too little because it was a 400 million luxury Boeing 747 jet. Like it had a nickname, the Palace in the Sky. Like look at it, look at this. Like this is a plane. That's the plane from the inside. But if Trump accepted such a gift, it would actually be illegal. Like it is against the US Constitution because there's a law that says a US president cannot accept gifts from other foreign countries unless Congress accepts it. So to avoid any controversy, Qatar said that this gift would be to the US military and Trump would just use it when he's president. And after he's done his presidency, the plane would just go to the presidential library. But to avoid the controversy in that subject, the subject of the plane was reportedly dropped during his meeting with Qatar's emir, and it's still left undecided.
Okay, you didn't mention any deals yet.
Oh yeah, so Qatar and USA mentioned agreements worth at least a historical $1.2 trillion.
Saudi, I beat you.
Yeah, so one of those deals is that Qatar will be buying 210 Boeing jets that are valued at like $96 billion. And that was the largest order of jets in Boeing's history. Trump was happy with this deal and said that this was a big deal and it will create so many American jobs. Qatar's emir was happy and said that these deals will take the US and Qatar relations to another level. But as for me, I'm a little disappointed. Like, seriously, Qatar?
Wait, what?
Seriously, like Boeing? Of all the things that you can buy, you buy Boeing?
Hey, what's your problem with me?
Bro, you are the problem. Anyway, USA and Qatar made a lot of military deals, and those deals mean that the US and Qatar will be working together a lot in the future. But Trump didn't stop there, because again, he mentioned Iran. Trump warned that if Iran rejects his offer, the conflict could spiral and the US would apply pressure or even consider military action. But he also said that there is a deal that might be coming with Iran. This meant that Iran might agree to not build nuclear weapons in exchange for less sanctions from the US. Trump even asked Qatar's emir to talk to Iran to tell them to accept that deal, so he is serious about it. And at the end of the trip, Qatar's emir signed the football and gave it to Trump to pass down hosting the duties of the World Cup to the US.
If you don't know, I hosted the 2022 World Cup, and I will be one of the hosts of the 2026 World Cup.
And that was it. Trump left Qatar with some huge deals, but now he would be heading to his final destination, the United Arab Emirates.
Yes, my turn.
So now Trump arrived in the UAE, and he meets with the UAE's president Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, and just as the previous two countries, he was welcomed by traditional dances. And at the start, Trump visited one of the largest mosques in the world, Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. He walked through its white marble halls and learned about Islamic history and art. And then the UAE awarded Trump the Order of Zayed.
So the Order of Zayed is the highest award we can give to a civilian.
And now they started talking business. So the US Department of Commerce announced that it's having a partnership with the UAE to build the largest artificial intelligence data center outside of the United States. And that would be in Abu Dhabi. So it means that the US and UAE will be working a lot on technology. Trump then attended a state dinner in Abu Dhabi that was hosted by UAE's leaders. There, Trump emphasized the strong relations between UAE and USA. And even at one point, Trump and Mohammed bin Zayed sat beneath a giant portrait of the late Sheikh Zayed. And by receiving the Order of Zayed medal, Trump was essentially accepted as a special friend of the UAE. But there was also some controversy going on because a UAE investment firm was investing $2 billion in a crypto deal from Trump's family business. And when Trump was asked about it, he said,
I really don't know anything about it, but I'm a big crypto fan, I will tell you. I've been that from the beginning, right from the campaign. I'm a believer in crypto, and if we're not going to do it, China's going to do it too.
But also, the Trump organization pursued some projects in the UAE, like the Trump branded golf courses and real estate in Dubai. And a lot of Trump's critics weren't happy about this. But nevertheless, those topics did not stop Trump from making the deals with UAE. Deals that have some significant outcomes. And from his trip, it seems like the US and those countries are going to be making a lot of deals together. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about his trip to the Middle East? And who do you think made the best deal?
Yeah, definitely me. Oh, buddy, we'll make a lot more deals than you. Yeah, you guys just keep fighting among one another, because you know I got the best one. No way! You didn't even give a number. Pathetic.
Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching.